we're getting married, how frequent should we be indulging into this thing? How intimate do we get? Are there some things that are boundaries that we are not going to try? Blah, 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 blah. Have all of those conversations. This one should be when you're getting close to the marriage. Don't go and be asking these conversations in a 2 weeks old relationship. Should Christians be having conversations about sex during dating? Should they? And if they are allowed to have conversations about sex during dating, what should they actually be talking about? Because as Christians, purity matters. Holiness matters. Even in our dating relationships, we are supposed to honor God in our conversations and practically. So if you're dating someone as a Christian, should you be having sexual conversations with that person? And if yes, what should you be talking about such that you do not cross that boundary to the other side? Well, if you've ever thought of this and this is where you found yourself, please stay with me, because this video we will be exploring some safe conversations Christians can have with their partners during dating about sex. Safe in the sense that it gives you information about a person without you necessarily having to imagine things in your head or cross the line to the other side. Before we get into it, you're welcome to this YouTube channel. Here we share information on how you can live your life intentionally as a single, grow from one stage to another. We talk about relationships, we talk about finance, we talk faith, and everything that can help you become a wholesome person. And today, this is a conversation we are exploring. Remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and leave for me your thoughts in the comment section on what you think about this topic. Feel free to contribute your thoughts. Here, we are a family. So, let's drop in. Let's get right into it. The first thing you should be discussing about sex as a Christian in a dating relationship is have conversations about your values and convictions as far as sex is concerned. Do you both share the same opinions when it comes to waiting till marriage? If yes, fine. If not, where do you move from there? Because honestly, we all go to church, but after church, we all don't believe or do the same things. So have that conversation with your partner. Get to find out as well if your partner has any physical, emotional, or privacy boundaries as far as that is concerned. Talk about it with them. It is important. What does it mean? What does intimacy mean to them? Find out from your partner as well. What does intimacy mean to them? And equally, what does purity mean to them as an individual? What do they see purity as? Is sexual purity just some kind of overhyped social media trend, or it is something that he believes that a Christian should practice? These questions will help you avoid assumptions, and don't just assume your partner should be like this or that because they are a Christian. Because sometimes even we Christians, we shock ourselves in the private. So if you're someone who is really looking at building a relationship that honors God, these are conversations you should have so that you don't get taken unaware. The second thing you should be discussing is their past and if they've had any traumatic experience as far as sex is concerned. You should know if your partner was molested as a child or they have gotten themselves into any such activities that is probably causing some kind of trauma or something that they need to heal from, especially if you both have been sexually active in the past. These are informations you should have. But in discussing this, make sure you discuss this with wisdom, and you do not have this conversation in a secluded environment, like in behind closed doors. No. Go to a public place, a restaurant, order for something, and just have these conversations. You should know if your partner is dealing with any traumatic experiences that they need healing from. And equally, you should get to find out what their past sexual relationships were like. You should know, not the details of how everything happened, but you should know. You dated someone before, were you intimate with them like that? Is that something? Just have that conversation, but remember to keep the questions wise, and we don't need all of the graphic details. Remember, are there any past sexual experiences, trauma, or struggles that could affect us in the case that we get married? That is a valid question you should ask your partner. Do not ask for graphic details, how everything was done, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm talking about. Do not ask. Make yourself an emotionally safe space for your partner where they can feel free to have this conversation. Do not look at them like as though you're judging them, or give those kind of funny facial expressions as though you're judging them. We all, as Christians, are coming from somewhere. We have our past. We're dealing with things. So if you've been fortunate enough, or you've been very disciplined rather, that you have not gotten yourself involved in all of those shady, dirty things and all, glory be to God. But do not make your partner feels like they are the worst when having this conversation with them. Let it be a safe space. And the third things you should discuss should be temptations and accountability. Yes, ask questions like, what situations make it harder for you to stay sexually disciplined? What situations make it harder for you to behave yourself? Is it me dressing a particular way, you watching some kind of movies, or just whatever? When do you feel like you are losing it? What situations trigger you to want to say, anyway, let me just do this and God will forgive me after? And how can we both protect the relationship so that we do not fall into temptation? Because if you're dating as a Christian, your relationship, your goal should be a relationship that honors God, and it takes you both in that relationship to do that. So how can you both protect that relationship from bringing dishonor to God? That is a valid conversation to have with your partner during dating. This should be teamwork, not secrecy. Have that conversation. And the fourth is discuss your expectations about sex in marriage. It is not wrong. Don't look at me like that. It is not wrong. Discuss your expectations about sex in marriage. If you people are planning marriage, you should be talking about it. If you cannot have that conversation, just you two go have that conversation in church with someone you trust, your pastor or somebody that will be listening. But the only challenge to that is some information is going to be withheld and all. So share your views on frequency, intimacy, and affection. If we're getting married, how frequent should we be indulging into this thing? How intimate do we get? Are there some things that are boundaries that we are not going to try? Blah, 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 blah. Have all of those conversations. This one should be when you're getting close to the marriage. Don't go and be asking this conversation in a 2 weeks old relationship. Please. And equally discuss openness to learning and growing together. If you both have not been sexually active, you should discuss the openness to learning. Are we willing to learn and make this part of our life better? If one person has gathered all of the experience out there before finally coming to surrender to Christ, and the other person, is still a virgin and is without experience and all, we should have this conversation. Are you open to learn? Are we open to learning and growing together? You are not trying to test chemistry. That's what I've written in my book. You're not trying to test chemistry here, but rather so that your expectations align with one another. One person should not be thinking this far while the other person is here. One person should not be thinking of that while the other person is here. And the fifth thing you should be discussing is sex as more than physical. Because sex is not the only form of intimacy that there is out there. What does intimacy mean to you beyond sex? That is a valid question you should ask your partner. It must not be that's a valid question you should ask your partner. What does intimacy mean to you beyond the physical activity? For me, intimacy to me beyond all of that is having your undivided attention. The dinner dates, watching a movie with you, reviewing that movie together, and just having fun as friends and a couple. Next, how do you connect emotionally and spiritually? How do you connect? Sex is not the only form of connection. So how do you connect? How can I really be that person? How can I really connect with you beyond that? Do you love poems? Do you love to be praised? What do you want? Have these conversations. Note, many people think they have a sexual problem when it's actually an emotional disconnection. Yes. A lot of us, we think we have a sexual problem when it's actually an emotional disconnection. You cannot be fully given to someone like that if you're not connected to them. Yes, that emotional connection should be there before you start wanting to add the sexual intimacy to it. So these are safe conversations you can have with your partner while dating as a Christian in a relationship. Do not go and ask the one that I have not mentioned here. I took my time. I wrote this thing. Look at my book. I took my time and I wrote it down because I wanted to be sure that I'm not misleading you in any way. Yes, I am a good Christian and I need you to be a good Christian young woman as well. Thank you for staying with me. Do not forget, please like this video. Please share this video with a friend. Yes, let's spread the gospel of these around, and kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell. I remain your friend and sister, Senorita Dufah, and you are welcome to Dufah Thoughts.